Like, it's weird, bro. Like, young people today, they sort of don't understand that. Like, oh, fucking, I can just go over it. But back coming up, like late 80s, 90s, fucking cunts will jump on your head, bro. Proper graffiti writers, especially like old school or middle school, they're fucking animals, bro. You know, proper writers, no matter what, you know, no disrespect to anyone, street artists, whatever, but proper writers did come from illegal stuff. If you wanted to get good or just do it and, you know, not in an egotistical way, but get a name, you had to be doing illegal graff, you know? Find a balance, get out there, do it, don't die, don't get arrested. You know what I mean? It sounds simple and cliched, but it is what it is, man. I started tagging like 88 and probably piecing by 91. But sticking to myself until I worked it out, bro. You know what I mean? I never really, in my early years, I never really had anyone mentor me. My parents weren't together when I was younger, so I sort of had freedom. And being just good at art, I don't know, man, I sort of gravitated towards it. Yeah. When I was coming through, and even, you know, the first, second generation guys before me, man, you had to go and seek it out yourself. You didn't, you know, there was no internet, you know, there was very few books or very few magazines. So you really had to want to be about it and go and find it, you know what I mean? And be really dedicated to want to participate in it and get better. That's probably just the major difference between then and now, you know? I think it just comes down to your passion, your motivation and your dedication, you know? If you don't get busted, it's so accessible, and, you know, all the paint we have now and, you know, incredible brands like MTN that support it, it actually can be easier. Find a balance, get out there, do it, don't die, don't get arrested. You know, and along the way, be respectful, don't go over people if you don't have to. Don't bomb war memorials, churches, hospitals. Man, it's a big city. There's plenty of areas to go and paint. And modern graffiti, subway writing, mate, that came from New York, it's painted in the train corridors. You have to go and bomb private property and that. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, young people today, they sort of don't understand that. Like, oh, fucking, I can just go over it. But back coming up, like late 80s, 90s, fucking cunts will jump on your head, bro. Proper graffiti writers, especially like old school or middle school, they're fucking animals, bro. It's a really important thing, man, that you sort of, well, for me, and just in my opinion, that you do know your history and those guys that came before you, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up in Sydney in a hectic area, you know, like proper criminals who were like my friends, man, like really good friends. And like, if I didn't have graffiti, I may possibly have been doing crazier shit, you know. You know, where I come from, Erskineville, Redfern, Newtown, people like Mystery and Cade, you know, Unique and all the boys from out west used to come in and do a lot of painting as well. And then because I grew up right next to the rail corridor, I sort of got to witness that sort of first and second generation of guys coming through and doing seriously amazing work. So they were a big influence on me. And then, you know, of course, you know, any writer from New York, because that's sort of where, you know, modern graffiti lettering writing came from. I wouldn't be doing what I was doing now without those guys coming through before me, you know? And yeah, real writers, man, like a big thing with being a real writer is can control. So you really should be able to give a proper writer any sort of paint and they're gonna make it work, you know? But yeah, kids nowadays, and you know, not in a negative way, but writers coming through nowadays or street artists or whatever, man, they're really lucky that, you know, the paint's amazing. All the different nozzles are amazing, and the accessibility to them. Like, back then there weren't specific cans for, doing graffiti writing or street art. That's a huge thing that's changed. Proper riders, no matter what, no disrespect to anyone, street artists, whatever, but proper riders did come from illegal stuff. If you wanted to get good or just do it and, not in an egotistical way, but get a name, you had to be doing illegal graff, It's not definitely wasn't as accepted as it is now, you know what I mean? Even though society still looks down on illegal graffiti, it's sort of masked by street art a bit, if that makes sense. It's like, oh no, he's an artist, he's a street artist. People in general, if they don't like it, they don't like it, and they don't understand it, and they're like, yeah, closed-minded, and they don't care and don't like it. Especially illegal graffiti and bombing. Australia's society and the authorities, mate, they hate it, you know what I mean? But if they want to call it a criminal element or whatever, man, it's just paint on a wall. They could be doing a lot worse stuff, Probably more of it is based on safety. They don't want guys getting hit by trains or whatever, you know what I mean? Proper graffiti painting where you get in somewhere, do a piece, do a panel. You don't want to make a mess. You don't want to fuck shit up. You want your shit to run, you know what I mean? So for me, just the big motivation is just to keep getting better, man. Because, it's one of the golden rules of graff. You can be influenced and take influence from stuff, but you still got to have your own style, man, and not be biting, And I still enjoy it, man. The simple thing of, when I do get to paint my name and I'm not doing commercial work, oh, that was mad. That's a little bit better than my last piece. There was a bit of development there. And always just, seeing really good friends and hanging out with those people as well, a lot of riders when they get to my age, it's just, they still might go on little missions and adventures, but now it's just like a hobby, man. Some people might go do sports on the weekend. We all catch up and rock a wall on the weekend. So yeah, man, I don't really think I'll be stopping anytime soon.